Klaus Schwab has got a brand new manifesto. Right? Hello there, you awakening wonders. Thank you so much for joining me today. You can watch me on Rumble and Rumble Premium. That's where we do our very finest work. And that is where we originally were able to speak freely about our concerns around globalism. And those concerns are not entirely eroded yet, let me tell you, because it's Davos time. The world's powerful gather in the Swiss mountains, and prostitutes in the region recognise that it's time for them to make an absolute bloody fortune, which I suppose in itself makes you query and question the morality of the entire endeavour. This year, your questions might be louder than ever and more legitimate, because Klaus Schwab has launched a dystopian manifesto, or mostly motivated by his requirement to control misinformation. Now, it seems to me extraordinary that Davos is still relevant or even happening. Does it you? Are we not past our Davos moment? But even Trump turned up to speak. We didn't turn up, actually. He literally phoned it in. We'll be covering Trump's contribution to Davos this year, Klaus Schwab's terrifying manifesto. We'll be looking at the accidental and inadvertent admission that net zero, as many of us have suspected, is entirely about profit. But first, let's start with Klaus Schwab. He's got a beautiful new manifesto. And do we still need to fear Davos is, I suppose, the question we're trying to answer.
We are coming together at a moment when the world faces critical challenges. Our annual risk report 2025 identifies the foremost risks.
Yeah, but you can't rely on your own risk report. You wrote that yourself. We are in terrifying times. How do you know? Well, I told me earlier. I said, Klaus, these times are terrifying. And then I said, you're joking, Klaus. Tell me this is some sort of joke. No, look. Here, let me write it down in my risk report. There's a risk that people will rise up and oppose WEF agenda. America has pulled out of the WHO. People in general are very, very cynical. Sorry about that. It's drooling. I'm really in character, actually. People are very cynical about globalism in a very general way. Populism is on the rise. We're in a lot of trouble, Klaus. Why did you tell me this, Klaus? Let me at least first have my coffee. And it ain't sweet 1775, neither. It's probably some sort of globalist coffee.
Such as armed conflicts, extreme weather events, misinformation and disinformation.
Also, as well as misinformation and disinformation, there's spit information. All of the information I'm giving you is so doused in spit that I could make my own ski resort adjacent to Davos, made from snow from my own saliva, which isn't a bad idea. No, it doesn't look good in the report, Klaus. Why don't you leave me alone, Klaus?
Increasing divisions within societies, within countries.
Let's take a moment always to observe the 666 that runs through the zeros.
Cyber espionage and many more. Simultaneously, we stand at the brink of what we call here the intelligent age, where artificial intelligence and other groundbreaking technologies.
Don't use the phrase groundbreaking, Klaus. It's one of your more evil phrases. There are certain noises, like I would say the rolled R, groundbreaking, that really summons up the phlegm and the fear.
And innovations will fundamentally transform.
Actually, everything he says sounds kind of evil. He's got like a despotic... He shouldn't do his own announcements. Get someone else in. Get one of the interns to do it. Get someone else at the WF to do the announcements. Because whenever I start stroking a white cat, almost automatically, involuntarily, the foundations have been groundbreaking. I just read my own report earlier, and I'm astonished to read that we should give one person absolute authority and control. Who's that, Klaus? You're going to be surprised, Klaus. Is it me, Klaus? Yes, it's you, Klaus.
Economic systems, business models.
Wait a minute. Did you ever see me playing Dr. Nefario in Despicable Me 1 and 2 when I was a Hollywood star? Member, I actually was. Member. No, I didn't go to none of them parties. How dare you? I did go to one party, nothing much happened. Anyway, do you remember Dr. Nefario? Listen to the voice. Oh, it was me sort of talking like that.
We have 12 days until the moon is in optimum position. We can't afford any distractions.
It's just a simply Cockney Klaus Schwab.
Economic systems, business models, and personal lives. The transition from the industrial to the intelligent age is occurring at an exponential pace, carrying unprecedented risks for humanity as we strive to prepare and to adapt to its complexities. Yet, it also offers significant opportunities for meeting current and future challenges and spark a new renaissance.
That's a very long way of saying AI could be really bad if I'm not in control of it, but AI could be really good if I am in control of it. That's all that it's ever about. Just note that consistent dynamic. Care is always control in the New World Order.
One defined by advancements in technology, health, culture, and societal welfare.
Keir Starmer, the UK's current globalist leader, famously said that he prefers Davos to Westminster when asked by, I suppose, a BBC journalist or something.
You have to choose now between Davos or Westminster.
Davos.
But we never thought that we would see Trump appearing at the WEF, because he's sort of by his nature, isn't he? Let me know if you agree with this in the comments and chat. An anti-globalist figure. I know that some people say no, he's still a puppet of the same sort of interest. Look at the AI mRNA thing as one example of that. The war against free speech is in full swing. We are the vanguard, bravely fighting back. Rumble's the home of this channel, Stay Free, and a leader in defending the fundamental human right of free speech. They've joined X to sue a cartel of advertisers and ad agencies who conspire to block ad revenue from going to the platforms. Recently, they've launched Rumble Premium. This, I think, is going to be a game changer for all of us. It's an ad-free viewing experience with great perks for viewers and creators. Rumble Premium will give you the ability to dive into your favorite content on your mobile or desktop or smart TV and savor every uninterrupted second of my content. Why don't you upgrade to Rumble Premium today? Support my free speech and the free speech of other content creators on this platform. Please go to Rumble now, rumble.com/premium. And if you use the code BRAND, you'll save $10 and Rumble will be aware that our stream is creating great converts. So that's rumble.com/premium and do use the code BRAND to save $10. Anyway, there's a link there at the bottom of the screen now. We're posting it in the chat. Join up. But whatever Trump's relationship is with Davos, he doesn't feel sufficiently enthused to actually go to Davos. He literally phoned it in. And that's bearing in mind there's all those prostitutes available at Davos, so there's some incentive for that skiing holiday.
On day one, I signed an executive order directing every member of my cabinet to marshal all powers at their disposal.
What's also funny is that Trump's zoomed-in call to Davos is full of things that Davos would not be down with. Like, he's out of the Paris Accord. He's like, there's a lot of anti-globalists pulling out of treaties that Klaus Schwab spent a lot of time lubricating, probably with saliva, and then facilitating, probably using influence.
To defeat inflation and reduce the cost of daily life, I imposed a federal hiring freeze, a federal regulation freeze, a foreign aid freeze, and I created the new Department of Government Efficiency. I terminated the ridiculous and incredibly wasteful Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Scam.
I love that deal. I came up with that Green New Scam.
Withdrew from the one-sided Paris Climate Accord and ended the insane and costly electric vehicle mandate. We're going to let people buy the car they want to buy. I declared a national energy emergency, and it's so important, national energy emergency to unlock the liquid gold under our feet and pave the way for rapid approvals of new energy infrastructure. The United States has the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we're going to use it.
Well, thanks for coming. It's been lovely listening to you. Criticize all my best ideas. The reason, of course, that most of us don't trust Davos is because we sense that ultimately it's a set of relationships and objectives that are designed to look like they're based in compassion and that their aim and target is compassion, kindness, fairness and helping. But generally, after a while, with a little investigation, the real motive becomes clear. And usually that motive is profit.
The reliance on fossil fuels. But when we set this up at Standard Chartered in the beginning...
This is their sort of banker, the head of their financial division at the WF, making this sort of inadvertent mission.
It was two prongs. One was we've got to do our bit to do the right thing vis-a-vis our clients because they want to transition.
Not like that.
To a net zero environment, but it requires massive investment. That's what we do. We come up with those dollars. But two is we make money. Right? It's a big business for us. And we made we gave the guidance
Ixnay on the big business, eh? You're supposed to pretend. Oh, no, sorry. Did I say making money? I mean, because we're here to help people, and normal people are too stupid to look after the planet or care about things or love one another or do anything except be racist and perverts and use the wrong language. So we're taking complete control of everything. What did I mention? Profit? Did I say profit? I think I fell asleep for a moment there.
But two is we make money. Right? It's a big business for us.
Thank you, Lord, for Bobby Kennedy, who we can rely on to offer correct diagnosis assertively when it comes to matters like Davos and Klaus Schwab and the WF in general. Here he is.
Where do you stand on the WEF, the World Economic Forum?
It is like, we shouldn't be paying any attention. It's a billionaires' boys club as arranging the world to shift wealth upward and to clamp down totalitarian controls on everybody else. And now they got the capacity to do it. They got all these countries running around doing what they tell them to do. It's astonishing to me that, these people go to Davos in their private jets.
Yes.
And they're able to tell these world leaders, how to govern us in ways that eradicate our constitutional and civil rights and constantly shifting wealth. I mean, COVID, we shifted $4 trillion of wealth upward. We closed all the little guys.
Yeah.
And
Home Depot was open, but
and Google, and they're all colluding with each other to censor the people who were like me who were complaining about it.
Churches were closed, but liquor stores were open. It's probably all you need to know contained within that simple fact. The heartening aspect of this story is that we now know that in Bobby Kennedy and some of the other members of his HHS team, we have anti-globalist political figures that are anti-big pharma, pro-health, pro-natural health, pro-exercise, pro-going outside, being in nature, pro-eating well, and therefore anti-big food, anti-big agriculture. In order to be free these days, you have to be anti-corporate. What's fascinating is in this new Trump 2025 moment, this new MAGA Maha administration, we're going to see for the first time how anti-globalist nationalism interfaces with globalism. Are we going to see compromises? Are we going to see corruption? Are we going to see hypocrisy? Or are we going to see the will of the people, the mandate given to Trump by his electorate, whether you agree or not in pulling out of the Paris Accord? You know that the people that voted for Donald Trump wanted that, right? So there you go. You like democracy? Do you like democracy? Or do you like tyranny and democracy when it goes your way? So that's how that's gone. What are we going to see in government? Are we going to see Trump standing up to the WF and WHO? Or are we going to see Trump forming different relationships with other globalist interests and entities? Are we going to see Bobby Kennedy empowered to stand up against Big Pharma and to fight against the corporations that he's fought against as a lawyer? Or are we going to see him subdued by political power and the burdens of a $1.6 trillion budget? How will these people be in government? Are we in the post-Davos era? And what new era awaits us? Ultimately, if you want my personal thoughts, is that we cannot rely on government for spiritual guidance or for moral or ethical guidance, or indeed for a vision when it comes to spirituality. Those visions are provided and they are accessible to us. What government should be doing is organising bureaucratic and municipal matters and resources. And my belief, as you know, because I've told you enough, haven't I, is that power should, wherever possible, be decentralized. You only require a government when it comes to matters of genuine threat. That's why those that are in favor of big government continually amplify threats, whether they are military threats that can be exploited to engorge and enlarge military industrial interests. Why is it that the Pentagon haven't passed an audit in 7 years? That's ridiculous. You have big pharma able to create crises of continual health. You have media able to create continual and total fear. And if government interfaces with them and is indeed literally controlled by them, we saw so many examples in the Biden administration, of infiltration into apparently private spaces, whether those are media spaces, pharmacological spaces, or anti-Fauci dotting about all over the place into deep state offices and controlling the narrative and lying and shutting people down and cancelling people. We're in a new era now. And what we want to see in this new era is individuals and communities empowered to be free, to pursue happiness, to live in the light of the Lord. What we don't want is a repackaging of globalism that just favours different sets of elites. I don't think any of us want that, and please, Lord, that ain't what's about to unfold. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and chat? Remember, we are on Rumble from Monday to Thursday. We stream live. Come and see us. And also, you'll love my new show, Oracles, with me, Lara Logan, and Neil Oliver. Join us over on Rumble for those shows. And until then, if you can, stay free. Can we create an asset for the Oracle show? Something that comes up then. It could either be a little trailer or it can be just a still, but I see we've got an aesthetic for it. And I think we should create that. Thank you. That's a good, I'm happy with that and all. Some 35s in there, some 14s. Like the idea, when looking at the 35s out of these, because this is something I want to discuss, yeah, it's a bit hot. When pulling 35s out of these, the thing that's interesting is either I'm on a very funny riff just on my own, which happens, but I reckon it's better when I react to a clip and come in and out. It's nice to watch as a short, I figure. Even the whole or the one where you're talking about different Klauses and Massey tart them up, can ya, in the primary edit so that any secondary edits for 35 so are easier. And yeah, but you put Dr. Nefario and Massey will do this anyway. But that was a good bit. And also varied. Yeah, do this and this is the last one, huh? Cool, man. That's a piece of piss. We're done. This is a good way of working, by the way. And I think it's good quality work. Like, by the way, when I start talking about distribution, that means I'm happy with quality. That's what it is. It's like I'm like, this is good. We should be getting this out. When I'm not able to perform, it's because the atmosphere ain't right, or I don't feel like the tech's even working. Then I don't even get so far as I want people to see this. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to see more uncensored content where free speech can flourish, join our live stream. Click the link right here to watch the next video if you want to, or become a member of a growing movement. Download the Rumble app and you'll be informed every time we make a new piece of content. Stay free.